economic health of the agricultural sector. And in order to be able to support the agricultural sector, you need a farmer. So, in February 2014, the long-stalled Farm Bill was finally passed by Congress and signed into law by President Obama. It authorized the spending of $1 trillion over the next 10 years. Of this $1 trillion, 80% is earmarked for the food stamp program, which leaves 20% for the rest of the farm budget. The federal government supports the agricultural sector through a variety of direct and indirect subsidies. The direct subsidies are the ones that get the most attention in the press, as they tend to involve some type of direct payment to farmers. The government also indirectly subsidizes agriculture with funding of activities such as agricultural research and development, extension programs, and maintaining agricultural databases. The most important of all of these direct subsidies is crop insurance. And it is mandatory crop insurance. And it is mandatory for a farmer to have crop insurance in order to qualify for other forms of help, like disaster assistance and agricultural credit. Crop insurance was first authorized by Congress in the 1930s to help agriculture recover from the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl. In 1938, the Federal Crop Insurance Corporation was created to administer crop insurance. It was a voluntary program providing limited coverage for only major crops like corn and wheat. It has changed many times over the years and now includes many more crops. In the 1994 Federal Crop Insurance Reform Act, it made participation in the crop insurance program mandatory for farmers to be eligible for deficiency payments under price support programs, certain loans, and other benefits. A crop insurance policy is a contract between a farmer and his insurance provider, called an approved insurance provider. For the 2014 reinsurance years, there are 18 approved insurance providers in the U.S. In the new bill, the government pays 62% of farmers' premiums. Farmers are eligible for payout not only when their crops fail due to drought or flood, but also when the prices of their crops drop. This is in order to stabilize food prices and guarantee farmers basic income and ability to continue farming. Critics say crop insurance is too generous and will reduce the risk of farming. However, given the uncertainty governing production as well as post-production factors, a variety of agricultural subsidies are necessary. Another form of help available to the farmer is agricultural credit. Agricultural credit is a financial term that refers to loans and other types of credits extended for agricultural purposes. Farmers need money at the start of the season to pay for their expenses because they do not see any income before they sell their crops. But before banks lend money to farmers, they want to make sure that they have crop insurance. There are different types of agricultural credit available. Some are for expansion and others are after natural disaster to help prepare a farm to operating conditions. There are necessary requirements that must be met for a loan, and one of these is crop insurance. But since these loans exist to help farmers, the interest rate on these loans are lower than on loans from private banks. Another program set up to help farmers is the disaster assistance program. This is because farming is an inherited risky business. Some risks are under the farmer's control, but others are outside their control, like catastrophic weather events, the availability of farm labor. Farmers do not control the prices they are paid for commodities traded on the exchanges like the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, or the price of energy. The disaster assistance program was originally set up to be a temporary, and the crop insurance program was supposed to ease it out. But so far, that has not happened. A major change in the new Farm Bill was the elimination of this direct payment program to farm operators. These payments, about $5 billion a year, were paid to farmers whether or not they grew crops, and the issue had become politically toxic over the last several years as farm income had risen to record levels. The program subsidized some people who were not really farmers and had not grown crops during the past 5 years. Some even lived hundreds of miles from the land. Everybody agreed that this program should be cut. Even farmers' organizations said they would not fight for it. The issue was what to do with the $5 billion saved. The farmers' organization wanted the money to be added to other subsidies programs, especially crop insurance. But the Obama administration wanted it to be used to reduce the deficit. In the end, Congress compromised, and some of the money was added to the crop insurance subsidy. The new bill took away the direct payment, but it gave two major food groups far greater access to crop insurance with a 50% increase in funding. The first is specialty crops, which include 3 high-value categories: vegetables and melons, fruit, nuts and berries, and greenhouse nursery crops. They account for nearly 37% of all cash receipts from crops in 2007, but less than 4% of harvest acres. So this increase means that many small and mid-sized farmers are getting greater access to crop insurance. This is a segment of farming that many people would like to see expanded, and the number of small farmers has increased. The USDA indicates this may reflect a lifestyle decision and the ability to farm part-time and hold an off-farm job. Also, there has been a significant increase in both the number and variety of food direct marketing opportunities, which can both increase the farmer's share of food dollars and decrease transportation and storage costs. Small farmers are also good for the economic health of their communities because the money they can generate tends to stay in their community for some time. The second group which benefits from the new law is organic farming. Organic farming is a growing industry. They may add significantly to the development of sustainable agricultural practice. There's a great demand for organic products, and people are willing to pay a higher price for it. But even if a farmer decides to turn to organic production today, various restrictions means that it will be 3 years or more before any crop could receive the federal approved organic seal. In order for a farmer to take this step, he needs help, and there are subsidies which help the farmer to convert his fields from conventional farming to organic farming. Current federal laws also encourage adaptation of best management practice, making them more affordable. Federal and state programs working together can cover up to 87.5% of the cost of implementing new practices. Modern farm methods recognize the need to conserve and get the most value out of water resources. Efficient irrigation systems has been developed, like pivot agriculture and drip agriculture. However, the cost is a prohibiting factor. Therefore, mostly only large-scale agriculture have been able to absorb the cost of these new innovations. Funding from state and federal conservation funds made irrigation techniques more available to all farmers and provide incentives for water conservation. Conservation subsidies encourage environmental sound practice, and conservation compliance was reinstated as a requirement of crop insurance policy in the new Farm Bill. Critics say crop insurance is too generous and has reduced the risk of farming. However, given the uncertainties governing production as well as post-production factors, a variety of agricultural subsidies are necessary. But crop insurance policies are very complicated, and many people want reform rather than removal of the subsidies. Research is a cornerstone of economic growth and development. The government has played a major role in supporting agricultural research for over a century, transforming U.S. agriculture from a resource-based industry to a science-based industry. An example of this is implementation of sensors in the field that sends information via satellite to the farmer's computer. This allows the farmer to measure the moisture in the soil as well as the fertilizers needed and applies both water and fertilizer in an exact amount. Also, it can detect pests long before the human eye can, and therefore spray just where it is needed and in a lower doses. But these techniques are very expensive. At present, only 10% of farmers are using sensors and computer techniques. This new trend of agriculture, moving more into science-based industry, is important in order to have younger people back into farming. Today, the vast majority of mid-sized farmers are over 65 years old, which is a disturbing fact. One of the reasons is that sons and daughters left the family farm, and without a family farm, it's very difficult for a young person interested in farming to start out. The cost is just a prohibiting factor. The only chance is to start on a very small level. But hopefully with the new type of science-based farming, the younger generation will not leave the family farm, so they're kept in the family and not sold off to huge corporations or for real estate purpose. So with all of these different subsidies, the question is, when is enough support for farmers give enough? Should there be a capped premium subsidy level for farmers with annual gross income at a certain level? And if so, what should it be set? In the past, there has never been a cap, but it was one of the hot issues in the debate over the new bill. The House wanted the cap to be $250,000, while the Senate wanted it to be $750,000. Also, whether the animal gross income should be household business or farm-only income. In the end, Congress could not agree, and the bill passed without any cap on the amount the farmer would receive from different subsidies. The League's position is that agricultural resources, development, and technical assistance should continue to be a major federal function. However, resources should be targeted to develop sustainable agricultural practice and address the need of mid-sized farmers. With a growing world population, we need to find a balance between producing more food and sustaining the planet for future generations. Just one example of how important it is to get this message out, National Geographic has decided to devote its next 8 issues to the topic of the new food revolution. We would do well to pay attention to how our food is produced and whether that is done in a sustainable, efficient, and safe manner. And now, Fran will take over and talk us about food